Good morning, respected delegates. It is my great pleasure that I have been part of this one day international conference on sustainable development and environmental issues organized by Bandesh Mahavidyalay, Junoni and Padma Bhushan Dr. Krantivir Naganath Anna Naikwadi Kala Mahavidyalay, Jhare, Sangli. Dear friends, let me thanks to the managing authority of both the institution, Principal Dr. B.R. Pule sir and Principal Patil sir, and my young friend Santosh Mane sir. They have given me an opportunity to share my views on these burning issues of environmental issues and sustainable development. This conference gives me an opportunity to highlight some of the important issues. The topic which is selected for this one is environmental challenges in 21st century and Millennium Development Goals. Dear friends, let me clear one thing. These environmental challenges, nowadays we are talking about the impact of COVID-19 all over the world. Experts are thinking that the environmental pollution level drops down up to 30%. It means that this COVID-19 has given positive result as far as environmental problems are concerned. But this situation remains continue. It is well and good, but I thought it should not be like this. So before continue with this my presentation, let me introduce myself, Professor Dr. S.C. Advitot, Head Department of Geography, C.B. Kirgi College, Akkalkot. Friends, this small baby girl, school-going girl image, the name of the girl is Greta Thunberg. You might have known her. She was presented her speech on 23rd September 2019 at UN Climate Summit in New York. She asked the world leaders, how dare you? She raised this question about the environmental problems. She continues with the quote, the eyes of all future generations are upon you, and if you choose to fail us, I say, we will never forgive you. The awareness level of Western countries about the environmental issues is so high that school-going girl is running a movement. That name of the movement is called as Friday for Future movement. This school-going girl has also awarded by the Nobel Prize in the environmental field. Let me start my topic. How this environment was earlier, how it is existing today, and what will be the future of this one. The main cause of this phenomena is development of human civilization. This human civilization has two words I always like to quote, cave culture to space culture. This is the journey of human being, that they were started their life at cave and started from that, now they are in space culture. In between cave to space culture, the immense development is taking place in a rapid way, and this developments, what we called, is not suitable for the human civilization, because it is created n number of problems to us. So this development of human civilization gives us this environmental problem. What are the environmental challenges? As we know, these three are more important issues. Today, we are talking about climate change, ozone depletion, and biodiversity. Climate change, as simple example, the problem of climate change is uncertainty in our monsoon rainfall, rise in temperature, rise in water level, continuous cyclones. These are the examples of climate change. Number two, ozone depletion. As we know, ozone is always called as our protective layer. It is a protective layer which lies in stratosphere. Not only human being but also plant life, animal life. We survive due to this ozone depletion. But now it is also in danger. It is because of what the gases emitted by human development. That gases is called as chlorofluorocarbon. This chlorofluorocarbon is damaging the layer of the ozone, and this ozone layer, what it blocks the ultraviolet rays, and these ultraviolet rays are so horrible, we never imagine the impact of this horrible ultraviolet rays. Then coming to the third one, biodiversity. Biodiversity in nature, friends, we know that each and every what you can call from beginning of the small insect to huge animal on one side, and small plants to the huge trees on the other side, they are keeping our environment in a balanced format. The role of biodiversity is very important in nature, and this biodiversity is giving us life cover one or the other form. As we are talking about climate change, what happens to this process of environmental changes or environmental degradation? As human civilization, the development of man is taking place, and we know in particularly India, we are having country of agriculture landholders, and still 65% population depend on agriculture sector, and this agriculture development is continuously developing, and the main motto of agriculture development nowadays is feed the growing population or overpopulation of our country. The history of agriculture development is very, what you can say, it is a bright one earlier. It gives us a healthy, nutritious food to the human society, but unfortunately, after green revolution, the hybrid technology, hybrid food production is directly affecting on human life. So this agriculture development is taking place, and it is helped by the development in technological development. This technological development in all sector is created the environmental issues, and these environmental issues from the agriculture sector, the n number of pesticides, fertilizers, what the farmer is using to grow more and more crop and production and earn money, that leads to the change in food habit, and the through food chain, the human life is in danger along with this animal life, plant life also. It is because of the development which is taken place in technological sector. This technological center leads to the industrial development, and this industrial development gives birth to the urbanization. We know through industrial air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, land pollution, all types of pollution is gives birth from industrial pollution, and this leads to economic development. That is, industrial development leads to the economic development. Economic development must be essential, industrial development must be essential, but what cause? It is damaging our environment. Friends, industrial development leads to the urbanization, and urban development gives birth to various issues. Let us take the agriculture development nowadays, what is happening to this one. This first slide of this one shows that pesticides are given to the uh, crops through the mechanization. The heavy pesticides, all fruit farming, particularly grape, tomato, all these are having these pesticides, and it comes to our food chain. We are looking this bird. Earlier it flies in hundreds of kilometers, but today it is unable to fly. Industrial waste which is going to our river system. This industry which is emitting various gases, CO2, H2SO4, like this, it is also damaging our environment. It means that we are made tremendous development in industrial sector, technological sector, agriculture sector, but we never thought about our environmental problems. Our national hero Mahatma Gandhi always quote, in the nature there is enough for man's man's need, but not for man's greed. But today we are not listening that Mahatma Gandhi's quote. So this type of development which is hampering to human civilization. The one of the burning issue at this juncture I would like to share with you. This industrial waste needs dumping ground. We know each and every million cities or mega cities having this problem nowadays. They search nearby village areas where all these industrial waste we have to dump there. But nowadays villagers are aware of the pollution of this one, the effects of these dumping grounds, and there are the social crises are arising. The dispute goes to the court also, and there the question remains unanswered nowadays. Such type of development which gives birth to environmental degradation. As we are talking about development, Mahatma Gandhi always in favor of the views he expressed that we never produce enough food. We never produce the food for masses. That we can quote like this, which is given by Schumacher. This is mass production is not essential. The production by masses is required, and this mass production is damaging our environment. The same quote in a different way, our late Prime Minister or first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Nehruji, he always think of that one. Technology we need, but this technology never kills the poor people. He never defeats the poor people. As per by creating huge production from industrial sector, it defeats the poor. It kills the poor people. Therefore, human values must be keep in mind while we are making development. But unfortunately, after globalization, the things were changed. Still, we are having the bad effect, or we can say impact of climate change. In last 2-3 years, Kerala was experienced. In Maharashtra, Sangli, Kolhapur, these two districts were experienced the floods on one side and drought on the other side, the effect of climate change. Recently, that is in last month, 27th May, 2020, the locust attack, it is very horrible and it hamper the crops in the field. They reduce the food production and inflation will take place if it is not controlled by us. This locust trend, if you look this map, Pakistan, India, it is from Pakistan, it reaches to Rajasthan, and from Rajasthan it reaches to Madhya Pradesh and border of Maharashtra, and it moves towards the Orissa. It is in month of June, July, maybe in July it goes like this. This red color is swarm and yellow color is a what we can call adult groups. It means that the number of red and yellow are in huge number. When they traveled in 2 kilometers line they are having and they damage the crop on the ground. Such type of changes, climatic changes are taking place. The question arises in mind, why climatic changes are taking place? What are the main causes? As we discussed industrialization, such type of industrialization in our country or entire world we observe. Certain pockets we developed. Take for example in India, Britishers were developed Mumbai, Calcutta, Chennai, Delhi. Like this after independence again we developed such these pockets only. We never make decentralization of industrialization. And what happens? The net result of this concentration of industrialization at particular pocket is rapid growth of population. And this leads to growing inequality. Always there is, we find today also, there is a huge gap in population of rich and poor. We are talking about ideology about the climate change. Before LPG, that is liberalization, privatization and globalization, that is 1991, before that one we are having ideology of welfare state concept, that we always look into the matter of poor people, how uplift the poor people above the poverty line. But dear friends, after globalization, after 1991, the ideology is changed in 180 degree. Today, we are always thinking about capitalistic approach. You see the privatization of industrialization, privatization of various sectors, even our education sector is promoting privatization. It means that those who are rich, they are survive, and the poor people, the survival of the poor is questionable. Coming to the impact of climate change is antibiotic resistance. Take for example of our human life. Earlier with small fever we take a tablet like paracetamol, we get relief. As time goes we are eating hybrid foods, vegetables. The sustainability of diseases is not cured by the men by simple tablets. Higher antibiotic is given by the doctors to the patient. It means that our resistance level is decreasing day by day. And in COVID-19, the impact we observe, it is due to the resistance power of the man is decreasing and therefore the deaths are taking place. Such type of cases also observed in biodiversity field. The pesticides, earlier we are having simple effective pesticides we are using like this Roger and all this, but as time goes the huge and highly contained sulfur chemicals are applying for the particularly these food crops. They are giving birth to the various diseases to the human health. So such strange changes are taking place due to the overpopulation, and it requires the food, and through the food chain we are taking pollutants. Friends, as we know urbanization is required, but this urbanization is what level we required. We always says that urbanization is a double-edged sword. On one side it gives the n number of opportunities and scope for economic development. At the same time it exposes community to various threats, that is new threats. And in our Indian context we are having urbanization, but it is unplanned. And when it is unplanned, it births to associated problems. The problems like environmental degradation, which we are discussing today. Population growth. These two images before COVID-19, that is migration from rural to urban areas, and the migration, that is economic migration, people are moving from own country to other countries for the high remuneration work. This is the scenario of before COVID-19. But after COVID-19, the situation is entirely reverse one. So this urbanization gives or provides employment, education and health to the population. The coming to the main aspect of this relationship between urbanization and environmental issues. A very simple way I am going to explain this one. In urbanization, what is taking place? Necessities of unnecessities to earn money and develop economy. The concept of sustainable development is only on paper. This urbanization gives birth to megacities. These megacities created mega urban problems, and these urban problems leads to creates environmental issues like air pollution, sound pollution, various types of pollutions we are observing in urban areas. At the same time, urban areas give the opportunity for the economic development. No doubt, these mega cities are the centers of economic development. Then this economic development is also not imbalanced. It is imbalanced. Therefore, inequality is there and social crises are created. And these social crises, we say, as industrialization, we say that such type of urbanization is always hampering, and therefore new thought is emerging that we have to decentralize our urban areas, but it is on paper today also. So therefore problem lies there. The density of population of this Dharavi is unable to solve this problem. Friends, these are the recent photographs of poverty and migration and social crisis of COVID-19. This reverse migration. Earlier slide we say that rural to urban area. Now, due to the impact of COVID, the again migration from urban to rural area. People are saving the life and they are going to their hometown. Here the situation is very worst. Suddenly we announced lockdown and population is not unable to reach their hometown. See, the people are going on foot their hometown. How to reach? By traveling 1400 kilometers to 1000 kilometers from their workplace. Even though we are having urbanized population in particular few areas, USA 82% and Oceanica includes India 68%. In world megacities, 5 megacities, Delhi stood second at global level, and after coming to Indian context, the urbanization trends in India, we take the history of urbanization. In the year 1800, we are having 2% urban population, and now projected is 60% of population. This figure is where it is projected. The COVID is not emerged. So, but few years, 1 or 2 years, the impact of COVID remains. But afterwards, again the same thing as it was, we observe. As per census data, we are having 1901 census, only 11.4% population living in urban area, but it more than double, 28% population as per 2001 census, and nowadays near about 34% population is living in urban area. And we say after post-COVID, the declining trend of urban population, when data will come, we see that some amount of population must be declined from urban areas. The present scenario like this, in India we are having 5 mega cities of 10 million population, and by the 2030 it goes to 7, and Delhi will continue to be the second most populous city in the world up to 2030. Again same one, post COVID-19, some declining trend we are expecting due to the migration. we always correlate urbanization and economic development. Friends, we must remember that urban population leads to the per capita income is very high. USA is having 81% urban population, $55,000. Uh, South Korea, a very small country, 82% urban population, they are having 27,000 US dollar. India, 32%, but it is very poor in per capita income. This is the scenario of urbanization and economic development. Now the first part of lecture, that is the summary of environmental challenges, which in nutshell we are talking about the summary. What type of challenges we are having? Urban health, which COVID-19 has raised various issues, particularly the population living in slum areas, they are suffering from this COVID-19. It is because of dense population. Associated health risks. These urban health, the poor people living in slum areas, and their health is also in poor condition. Their housing condition is also substandard housing, crowding, air pollution, transportation, pollution, insufficient contaminated drinking water. Friends, concentrate here, contaminated drinking water is there, but that too also insufficient. After doing all this, we make some achievements in various fields. But achievement or development at what cost? The cost of gender inequality. Rich and poor, there is still a huge gap is existing. Rural and urban, 65% we are living in rural area, but we are not having proper planning to uplift the rural population to develop their economy. Due to that one, frequent conflicts, always threats are there as far as human development is concerned. Millions of population suffering from poverty, hunger. It highlights the post-COVID scenario in our country, that migrant workers, they never access to the basic service during their traveling. So this is the first scenario, that is development, agriculture development, industrial development, urbanization, economic development. Without taking care of sustainable development, we make a development in a rapid way, and therefore n number of problems we are facing, and these problems are social problems, economic problems, environmental problems. So these are the problems, and therefore at global level, UNDP has decided the sustainable development, how it comes into existence, and for that purpose they thought about Millennium Development Goals. What is Millennium Development Goals? Before that, we have to focus on some issues. New focus they have concentrated. Need to consider the changing relationship between nature and society. This COVID-19 also given some highlights or inputs. See, you, the people, must consider the development level, and this development must be in a balanced form, and therefore development is at one place, balanced way, and nature will survive. When both are survive, then society will survive. Otherwise, floods, droughts are remain in our society. If you concentrate the today's level of environmental pollution, that is 30% we are saying, then it is called sustainable development. But again, it left to the political leadership. Same time, we are having social, environmental, economic dimensions also. Poverty, hunger, globalization is the issues where the sustainable development is essential. In social issues, in environmental issues, particularly in economic dimension, we are concentrating how to uplift these poor people, vulnerable sections of the society. Government is thinking, and also in Millennium Development Goals also, the UNDP has suggested each and every nation that you have to concentrate towards this issue. And now we see this new government, that is under our Prime Minister PM Narendra Modi ji, the rural transformation, that is rural transformation through Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, a step towards. And just now he explained the concept of Atmanirbhar, that is green economy. self-independent. We are dependent on ourselves, and our economy must be eco-friendly. This concept was this concept was just introduced by our PM, that is Atmanirbhar. It is not new. If you thought about Mahatma Gandhiji's concept, uh, Gram Swaraj, go to villages, the same concept is repeated by our PM recently. Friends, what is the International Advocacy Program Development and the UN 2003 agenda? There are 17 goals and 169 targets. Due to time constraint, I am discussing only number one uh, goal, that is poverty. They have decided that up in 2030 there is no poverty at the global level. We discussed later on. Before that, we have to highlight number two goal is zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean and safe work culture and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, required inequality, reduce the inequality. Just now I discussed about the inequalities. Then sustainable cities and communities. The only solution is decentralization of industrialization. Responsible consumption and production, that is very important. Nowadays in market we are having over consumerism. This should not be happen. Climate action, we can take the eco-friendly concept, sustainable development. Life below water, it is important UNDP goal. Life on the land, again biodiversity concept. This peace, justice and strong institutions. For social crisis we need this concept, peace, justice and strong institution. And last one is partnership for the goals, that is sustainable goals. There is always partnership. So in throughout 127, I thought these nations are adopted this UNDP goals and targets. We hope all are working in this direction. Planet, biodiversity, protection of Earth's ecosystem, which is very important because still we are using Amphan. Just now we experienced the Amphan cyclone. Continuously these cyclones are playing their role. We have to protect. Prosperity, continued economic and technological growth. This is essential. Economic growth is essential. Technological development is essential. But we have to develop by taking care of environment. Peace, which is nowadays people are talking about securing peace. In COVID-19, people are talking about mental peace, mental health. Doctors, universities also created separate cell to keep self concentrated peace, mind peace. We are talking about this one. Partnership, improving international cooperation. Always we are having threats. Again we are having China and India, Pakistan, the border issues. These five aspects are interdependent. They are very important, but they are interdependent. We have to think and we have to work also as an academician, as a researcher, how we can suggest proper policies for the development, sustainable development. Therefore, the SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, demands integrated thinking and as well as integrated approaches to achieving the goals. Dear friends, we have to remember that these 5 P's are very important and it needs integrated thinking. That the world leaders, academicians must come to the central platform and think how to protect our earth, Mother Earth, and for that purpose, what will be the integrated. Now coming to the first Millennium Development Goal, that is no poverty, Indian approaches and challenges. Fellow participants, the post-COVID situation has created a number of problems as far as industry is concerned. Even though the no poverty is still surviving the question of millions of population of our country. We agree that there is extreme and multidimensional poverty in our country. Social poverty and safety nets, access to basic services, it is again questionable. Therefore, the challenges is the implementation. The mechanism part is very important. That is, government mechanism is very important to handle the situation of poverty or any program we frame for removal of poverty. The mechanism part is very important, and there we are lacking, and therefore we are not uplifting the poverty level even after independence. Therefore, regional disparities is our prime issue. The rich and poor, regional variations are there. Again, the rapid urbanization, as I told, this rapid urbanization is created birth to a huge gap in rural and urban, and in COVID situation we find all these things. So it is my humble request to you, don't concentrate only geographical issues. We have to club the disciplines 1 and 2, 3 even, as this conference is having multidisciplinary approach. Such type of multidisciplinary approach, even geography and environment, geography and economic, geography and political situation, such type of topics we have to take for our research areas, and these are the some issues which I thought to give to share with you: growth, distribution, and diffusion of COVID-19, geographical analysis, socio-economic impact of COVID-19 on migrant population. Such type of subject one can take for their research and have the some concrete suggestions for policymakers, and therefore we give our contribution as a subject matter. Thanks one and all.